Hello my dear students. So this video is about the Karnataka CET questions solved. Okay, year wise, where you know that we have completed. If you have checked my previous video, you could see I have completed the solid state and the solution of a Karnataka CET and some questions from the NEET as well. Okay, so in that I have taken here the chemical kinetics chapter, and in my previous video I have just given the NEET questions based on the chemical kinetics. Okay, so in the same wise I am doing for the Karnataka CET questions as well. So the weightage of the chapter for your Karnataka CET exam is around 3 questions. Okay, means for your exam in a Karnataka CET, max to max there are like 3 questions will appear, definitely will going to appear from this part. Okay, yes, so I have taken from 2015 here. So total number of questions been asked is 3. Okay, so let us start with the first question over here. The first question is like, and one more point you have to concentrate, the most of the questions were from either the order of a reaction, okay, order of a reaction. Based on this one you will going to get. Similarly about the half-life period you will going to get. Okay, so when it comes to order, first order, zero order or comparison, like that, some questions will appear based on the catalyst. Those all things you have to concentrate. Okay, yeah, so the first question here, in a first order reaction the concentration of the reactant is reduced to, okay, in a first order reaction the concentration of a reactant is reduced to 12.5% in 1 hour. When was its half-life completed? Okay, see, the concentration of a reactant is reduced to 12.5% for 1 hour means when was its half-life completed. So in 1 hour if the 12.5% been reduced means what was its half-life. So to exactly reduce the 50%, how much time been taken already, that we have to concentrate. Okay, so quite simple here. So quite simple. So the first order reaction, they only have mentioned it's a first order reaction. Okay, where the concentration they have given. The only thing you have to calculate is T half. So we know the formula of a T half for the first order reaction. What is the formula? We know that T half is equal to 0.693 by K. This is what the formula to find out the half-life for the first order reaction. But we need to have a K value here. Okay, the rate constant value we need to have because they are not given. By using or by finding the K value first, then we can substitute that value in this formula to find out the T half. Okay, so just concentrate. What is the formula for the T half calculation, rate constant calculation for the first order? K is equal to 2.303 by T log R naught by R. This is what the formula you have, right? So now K is equal to 2.303 by T. The time they have given is 1 hour, right? So it is 60 minutes. I am writing it in a minute because all the answer, like some answers were in a minute, but so better we take. Okay, so now log R naught means what? The initial concentration. R naught is the initial concentration. See, the reactant is reduced to 12.5% means initially it was 100. Okay, so in 100%, like 12.5 been reduced means the initial concentration will become what? 100. What is the final concentration? It's been reduced to 12.5. So it is 12.5 over here. Okay, now remaining is simply a calculation. 2.303 by 60. Okay, so 100 by 12.5 will be like 12.5 ones are 12.5 eights. So we will going to get log 8 over here. Okay, so I don't know the value of log 8, but if you know the value of log 2, you can easily calculate. How? Like K is equal to 2.303 by 60. This log 8 can be written as log 2 to the power 3. Can we write? Yes. So it is in the form of log m to the power n. So that can be written as n into log m. So See here, I am just continuing over here. K is equal to 2.303 by 60. So 3 into log 2. Okay. Yes. Now K is equal to 2.303 60. Okay. So 3 over here, I am keeping this 3 as it is. I'll tell why. So log 2 value is 0.3010. At least you have to remember log 2, log 5 and followed by log 7 values. Then you can find out the remaining values. Okay. So now can I simplify here? 3 ones are 3 20s are. Very simple. Okay. So now K is equal to 2.303 into 0.3010 will give a value of around 6932 something. Okay, divided by 20. So this is what the K value I got. Okay, now when I got the K value, I can substitute here directly. T half 0.693. What is K value? 0.693 by 20. So 0.693 by 20. Okay. Okay. So this 20 will move to the numerator. 0.693, 693 will get cancelled. So T half is equal to 20 minutes. So the answer here is option B, which is correct. So the answer here is option B, which is correct. That is 20 minutes. This is how you need to solve. Okay. So there are some other shortcut methods also available. So better if you remember this formula, you can solve it very easily. Okay. So let us move to the next problem of the same year. You can just note it down if you want. So this is how the method of solving this problem. Okay. So the question is based on the order of a reaction, where you need to find out the half-life of a reaction. Quite? Yes. Let us move to the next problem, that is of the same year. So the question is like this. That is the half-life period. I hope you can see. Yes. The half-life period of a first order reaction is 10 minutes. Okay. Starting with the initial concentration 12 molar, the rate after 20 minutes is quite simple. The half-life period of a first order reaction is given. How much? 10 minutes. Starting with the initial concentration 12 molar, the rate after the 20 minutes is how much they are telling. Okay. See, there is a very easy method to solve this. How means? Quite simple. They have given the half-life period, that is the T half is given here, right? The T half is 10 minutes. Okay. Starting with the initial concentration 12 molar. So the initial concentration they have given is how much? It is 12 molar. So they are telling the rate after 20 minutes is how much? The rate after 20 minutes is how much? Yes, so this is year 2016. So the total questions been asked was around 4 questions. Okay. So the first question is like, the half-life period of a first order reaction is 60 minutes. So what percentage will be left over after 240 minutes? So again the question is here based on the half-life itself. Okay. So even in the previous 2015 paper you have seen most of the questions, like 2 questions were based on the order and the half-life. Okay. Now the half-life period of a first order reaction, they have given T half here. Which reaction? First order. So how much T half is given? 60 minutes. And they are telling what percentage will be left over after 240 minutes. Okay. So we need to find out how much of the concentration of a reactant been left after 240 minutes. Okay. So there is an easy way to solve this problem, like, so they are telling what percent will be left. So let us take, initially we have taken 100% of a reactant. Okay. Okay, 100% means like 100 gram of a reactant we have taken. Okay. So we know what is T half. T half is nothing but which will exactly reduce to half of the initial concentration. Okay. Where 100% or 100 gram will be reduced to what? 50%. Right. So the half-life period they have mentioned, that is 60 minutes. Okay, they have given a t half value itself. So this is 60 minutes. So 100% to 50% to convert or to reduce, how much time is required? 60 minutes. Similarly, from 52 for another 60 minutes, just think, for another 60 minutes, okay, so 50 will reduce to how much? Exactly half means 25%, right? Okay, similarly, can I say for another t half, like another 60 minutes, 25 will reduce exactly to 12.5%. Okay, so now for the last another 60 minutes, this 12.5 will reduce exactly to how much? 6.25%. Why? Because I've asked the percentage of the reactant been left over after 240 minutes. Okay, so for 60 minutes, if it is 50%, so 60 into 4 will be 240. So 60 plus 60, like 120. Okay, so 180 plus 60. For 240 minutes, the percentage left will be 6.25. The percentage left will be 6.25. So the option A is the one which is correct. So if you know this a simple method, then no need to apply much. You can directly do it very easily. So it is option A which is the correct option. Okay. To find out the rate of a reaction after 20 minutes. So there is an easy way to find out the concentration first. See, the formula we need to apply. We need to find out the K value first. Okay, where I have a T half. By using that one, I can find out the K value very easily. Okay, that is, what is the formula of a T half? T half is equal to 0.693 by K. This is what the formula I have. Okay, why I have taken this one? Only because they have mentioned it is a half-life period of a first order reaction. Okay, though they have given 10 minutes, the half-life they have given. Okay, now what do you want to calculate? K. So take K here, 0.693. What is the value of T half? 10 minutes. Substitute over here. Quite simple, right? So K is equal to, so if I transfer the 10 to the numerator, it will become 0.0693. Okay, now I got the K value, right? Yes. Okay, now just observe here. When I got a K value, you could observe the options. 0.0693 is there, 0.693 into 3 is there, okay, and 0.0693 is there. Okay, those all. What do you need to find out? The rate after 20 minutes you need to find out. The rate after 20 minutes means quite simple. See, we have a formula. Rate is equal to constant into the concentration. The concentration, okay, the concentration, how I could mention? Yes, the concentration I could mention like this. Okay, rate is equal to K into R, the concentration. So which concentration we will going to take here after 20 minutes? Because we need to find out what is the rate of a reaction after 20 minutes. Okay, see, quite simple. There's an easy trick I'm going to tell, that the initial concentration is 12 molar. The initial concentration is 12 molar. Okay, and I know the half-life period, that is 10 minutes. Okay, so we know what is half-life. T half means what? The time taken to reduce exactly half of the initial concentration, right? So initially it was 12 molar. Exactly at T half, what happens? It will reduce to 6 molar. Agree? So this T half, they only have given how much? 10 minutes. Now, what they are telling? Okay, after 20 minutes, how much will be the rate of a reaction? So after 20 minutes, see, 10 minutes, it will turn into a 6 molar. So for another 10 minutes, what might be the T half? Means T half is 10 minutes, like 10 plus 10, 20 minutes. Okay, 6 molar will reduce exactly to how much? Exactly to how much? It is to 3 molar. Okay, so after 20 minutes, what might be the concentration? 3 molar. Okay, if the question comes for another 10 minutes. What are you going to understand? Okay. So after 10 minutes, 12 reduces to 6, 6 reduces to 30. For another 10 minutes, means exactly half an hour, it will reduce to half of 3 molar. That is 1.5 molar. Quite simple, right? So just remember this easy way, then you can solve it easily. Now, rate you need to find out. They are asking a rate here. Rate is equal to K into concentration after 20 minutes. Okay. So now R is equal to, what is K value you got? That is 0.0693. What is the rate? What is the concentration after 20 minutes? That is 3 molar. 3. So this is the answer. Okay. Mole per minute. Mole per minute. Just check the answer where you have. This is either 0.693, but you have a 0.0693. So it's option C which is correct. So it is option C which is correct. That is 0.0693. Okay. Into 3 mole per minute. So this is how you need to calculate. Very simple. Directly substitute to the T-half formula and find out the constant. Yes. So here from the 2016 paper, and another question, that is 3 moles of A reacts to give 2 moles of B. The rate of a reaction, that is plus D, change in the dB by dt is equal to, okay, dB by dt is equal to how much we need to tell. Okay, so quite a simple question. Thing is, you should know how to write the rate equation for a given reaction. Okay, so let us take 3A gives 2B. So let us forget about that. Okay, so there is an easy way that A moles of A, B moles of B will react to give C moles of C plus D moles of D. If I tell you to write the rate equation for this, okay, I could write A, B, C, D. The small letters are like a moles that are reacting. Okay, so here how could I write 1 by A, okay, minus, because a change in the concentration of a with respect to time. Since the reactant concentration decreases, I am representing it by the minus. So minus 1 by A dA by dt is equal to minus 1 by B dB by dt. Right? Okay. Similarly, if when it comes to the product 1 by C, we are going to represent it by the positive because its concentration increases. dC by dt is equal to 1 by D d by dt. This is how you can write. Similarly, if I apply the same method for this reaction, how I can write minus 1 by 3 change in the concentration of A with respect to T, right, is equal to 1 by 2 change in the concentration of a B with respect to T. This is how you can apply. What they are asking? They are asking plus d by t. What is the value of d by dt? So keep this d by dt over here, then transfer. So 2 will come here, minus 2 by 3 dA by dt is equal to plus dB by dt. This is the answer. Okay. Only thing what I did, students, I have just transferred this 2 over here so that I am going to get a dB by dt value. So just compare with the answer. Where the answer, like you have a minus 3 by 2 over here, minus 2 by 3 over here. So the answer here is minus 2 by 3 dA by dt, minus 2 by 3 dA by dt. So it's option B which is the correct answer. Okay, if you know this method of solving, then you can apply very easily. Okay, so this is the third question from the 2016. So the next question for the 2016 is, for a chemical reaction, Ma gives Xb. M moles of a A reacts to give X moles of a B. So for this reaction, the rate law is R is equal to K into A to the concentration of A to the power 2. If the concentration of A is doubled, the reaction rate will be how much they are asking. So here they have not mentioned it's the first order, second order, anything. Simply they are asking, if the concentration of A is doubled, what happens to the rate of a reaction? So by the relation that they have given, let us take it down. R is equal to K into A to A square. Okay, so by this I could say it's a second order reaction. Okay, so we no need to find out the second order. So second order means the concentration of a reactant depends on the concentration of, the order of a reaction depends on the concentration of a reactants, both the reactants that we have taken. That is what the second order. Now no need to concentrate there. The thing is, if the concentration of A is doubled, okay, what happens to the rate? Write R as it is, K. If the concentration of A is doubled, double means A will become how much? 2A, okay, and square. So R is equal to K into 2 square means how much? 4A, okay, 4A, and this is like square, okay, 4A square. So R is equal to K into 4A square. Okay, so what happens to the reaction rate? If the concentration is doubled, it increases by 4 times. That is nothing but what? It quadrupled. Quad means 4. Okay, so 4 times even the rate of a reaction increases. Okay, so we know that rate of a reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of a reactant that we're going to take. Okay, so the answer here is option B, which is correct. So this is again 2016. So the next question is the fourth question from 2016 paper. The activation energy of a reaction can be determined by, okay, evaluating rate constant at 2 different temperatures, or changing the concentration of a reactant, or evaluating the concentration of a reactant at 2 different temperature, or evaluating rate constant at standard temperature. A quite simple question here. See, the activation energy of a reaction can be calculated or determined by, okay. See, we have a Arrhenius equation, if you remember. What is that Arrhenius equation? For the 2 reactions which are taking at the different temperature, we're going to write like log K2 by K1, okay. So here it is EA by 2.303, okay, R, and here T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. This is what the formula, okay. So here according to the option, we can evaluate the rate constant at 2 different temperatures. So when the reaction is taking place at a 2 different temperature, we can evaluate the rate constant so that we can find out EA value. Okay, so the answer is option 1, that is we can evaluate the rate constant at 2 different temperature to get the value of activation energy. So it is an option A, which is correct. A simple question. Okay, so next the question. So this completes